stocks that witnessed depreciation in price. Unity Bank leads the pack with 15.63% appreciation, while Honeywell dipped the most by 11.29%. Performance by volume shows the financial services industry leading sectoral contributions to the weekly transaction by 664.647 million shares. The consumer goods industry and conglomerates came next. Over now to the FMDQ OTC, where federal government bonds and T-bills are heavily transacted. Investors were bullish on the bonds markets, driven specifically by increased liquidity, which led to high demand for mid and long-dated notes this week. On the screen, you can see the 15th of July 2021 security, 18th of March 2026, and of course 14th of March 2024, having the corresponding deals to each of those securities up there. And of course 8 securities were the main securities instruments that attracted investors this week. A total deals that you have there is 155, and total value of what was transacted in terms of bonds is put at 80.52 billion naira. If we move over to the T-bills, the Nigerian Treasury bills market proceedings closed bullish in the T-bills markets, driven by an improvement in system liquidity, and that's owing to the 400 billion budgetary disbursement and 49 billion naira OMO repayments that hit the system during the week. Treasury bills saw the instruments of 23rd March 2017, 16 February 2017, as well as 23rd February 2017, and other securities traded on that segment of the markets, bringing a total deals of what was traded there to 715. Total value of what was exchanged on that side of the market was 239.53 billion naira. Let's now take a look at the NASD OTC, the market that is actually attracting us on capital markets this evening. And we'll kick off with the USI, which ended at 628.40. It was a flat performance on that market yesterday, Friday. And these figures you see on the screen are figures, data for Friday. Market capitalization came in at 425.26. But volume trading on securities dropped by volume by 99.31 to 243.50, while value is put at 27.57 billion naira. And as I said earlier, the NASD OTC will take a greater part of our show this evening. On Friday, when the market managers met with operators to review 2016, the outlook for 2017 was also discussed. While we'll keep that segment for the second part of this show, we'll now listen to some of the views that brokers had to exchange.
The EFCC has some skills in enforcement, law enforcement, and so on that I'm sure SEC will find useful. So the two of them collaborating is good. And I think SEC will provide technical expertise to EFCC, and EFCC has expertise on law enforcement. So I think the two of them working together, they will further strengthen the enforcement mechanism in the capital market.
They are working together, and this is for the benefits of the market, for the brokers as well as the investors. So it's a win-win situation across board. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's good. SEC's major, the major thing that they do is to protect investors, and this gives them more tools to protect investors. So I think it's good. So I think it's a good development. I'm happy with it.
Something you see as a duplication, because we've already had a synergy like that between the NSE and the EFCC, and this is now coming up between SEC and the EFCC.
Well, you could argue that, why didn't the three of them sign one? But NSE operates in a different way, slightly different way from the SEC, so it may not be out of place to have it the way it is, but I think it's all good for the market.
You think this is enough to deter infractions in the market, especially on the part of operators?
We'll always have infractions, but the key will be to limit them and ensure that people that perpetrate them are caught and punished. So I think it will definitely strengthen the enforcement mechanism.
On the final note, what's your take on the performance of the NASD OTC in 2016, and what do you look forward to in 2017?
2016 was tough for the capital market, for all players, all operators, regulators alike. But I think they did fairly well. They've got good ideas and they're doing great things. We are happy to be one of the participating institutions. I expect that they will do better in 2007.
In 2016, the whole economy was not in, did not experience the boom that we know the market for. There was no much activity last year, but that did not mean that the market did not perform, at least averagely last year. But this year we are hoping that at least we are getting used to the economy, we are getting used to the current situation. If we call it recession, we call it reception, but we are getting used to that. And this year I think the market will balance based on what we are already getting used to, right? There will be a lot of right issues this year. There will be some activities that we are hoping for. You know, it's an OTC market. It's left for us, the operators, to move out there to get this business. And we, from the promises that we've gotten so far, we think that this year will be a better year for the NASD platform.
We understand from the presentation made today that LMC, the league management company, is expecting to bring 4 to 8 of its football clubs to list on this OTC. As an operator, what does that mean for you?
Well, as an operator, it means a lot for me. There will be much liquidity. I know the MOU have been signed, and we are convening for another meeting in 2 weeks' time to finalize it. That's true. At least they've been able to bring some about 4 football clubs on this. So that's why I said that this year we are going to experience more liquidity, more activity in our in NASD platform.
So on a final note, market making is now playing out on the NASD OTC, but we understand there's no commission. You're just looking at helping to drive capital. That's something that has to do with love for the OTCs, as it were. What do you make of that?
Well, what happened is that for anything there must be sacrifice. We are not doing that because of what we want to gain today. We are doing that for the development of our market, right? We believe that by the time we attract people into the platform, into the NASD platform, we should be able to make up in the long run.
Those are brokers who trade regularly on the NASD OTC. Now let's quickly review the African market before we go on our short break, and we'll kick off with the BRVM Composite Index, which had a positive movement yesterday, but for the week to date we don't have that details, but we know it ended year-to-date performance at 5.16%. And of course, generally with what you see on the screen, what we had in that market was mixed sentiments. But there's much more for us on the program in the second segment, so don't go away, stick around.